This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good Friday evening, everyone. That was the scene in Larimore tonight where a tornado touched down just 2 miles north of town. And take a look behind me. This was the scene in Grand Forks, a very active sky. Now we're getting reports of power outages and power lines down in the FM area. Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us straight away tonight with the latest. Hutch.
All right, Stacy, thanks so much. Yeah, wild skies across a huge area. We've got reports coming in from all over the place, and we have to throw a big thanks out to you for keeping us informed, because we just look at a radar, but behind brick walls here, we don't even have a window in the studio. You are our window and eyes to what's going on, as is our Storm Team Skycam network. Still thunder and lightning in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but let's get to this. Whoa, whoa, look at that wind. This is the Dilworth Walmart. As that wind ripped into Fargo-Moorhead earlier, it caused power outages in town. We had power flashes here at the studios, and look at that wind ripping into town, and you could hear it whistling on our roof. Now those storms moving off to the south and east, but we have active tornado warnings up here near the Red Lakes area and Becker County, just east of the Detroit Lakes area. Storms continue to roll through. Gusty straight line winds are the main threat, but we continue to see these spin-ups. Now this curl of storms, it goes like this from Grigla, and it does a Q shape all the way around here. This is the center of what we call a mesoscale complex of thunderstorms. So all of these are part of a huge complex, and this is where the center of spin is. This has been spinning since it started way south of Detroit Lakes. Now it's continuing up into the Red Lakes area, heading towards Waskish, and the tornado warning does continue until 10:15. If you're in the path of this storm, gusty straight line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour, 1-inch diameter hail, and a possible tornado. Then in this whole area, Baudette all the way to Bemidji here, severe thunderstorm warnings. They passed through Clearbrook. They're on their way out of Bagley, heading into Bemidji right now. Pretty straight wall of thunderstorm activity, but a little bit of a pooch out here indicates a stronger wind just north of the Bemidji area right now. This heads south into northern Hubbard County. But speaking of south, another active tornado warning right here, just issued. See this backward C shape right here? That is a hook echo. Some rotation just to the east, not far from Detroit Mountain. That is heading east right over Height of Land Lake. That tornado warning is in effect until 10:45 tonight. Some rotation on that is quite strong. We got to get this out there for you folks right here as it's making its way toward the Height of Land Lake area, right along Highway 34. We see another area of spin that's quite strong right here, just southeast of Nadawash. Here's the other one. Notice it's right on the edge of the tornado warning area, and it's moving off to the east. Now this storm, because of its motion here, and I do want to get that on the air here as we take a look at its movement. The rotating thunderstorm will be near the Pine Point area 10:14. Park Rapids will be in your general vicinity by 10:44. And we do have a Cub Scout camp out here in parts of central Hubbard County. So take your tornado precautions. Make sure you're getting out of camps, campers, tents, and mobile homes and get into sturdy structures. The gusty straight line winds from this storm have the potential to exceed 70 miles per hour and sizable hail as well from that storm. Now there's more storms out to the west of us, Lisbon all the way through Gwinner. These are the fastest moving line of storms, moving at almost 50 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour. And these are heading their way into the Richland County area towards Lidgerwood. And again, because of their speed of movement, they're going to be making their way through the southern Red River Valley fairly quickly. Lidgerwood, 10:27, and on towards Dwight by 10:48. The only area left that I have not covered here would be the area south of Fargo, and those storms are potent as well, moving through Barnesville and northwestern portions of Otter Tail County. And it does look like the Weather Service has just issued, just now, a new thunderstorm warning for the Fergus Falls area. So if you are in Otter Tail County, we have a new huge area thunderstorm warning for this line of storms blowing in, with the main threat that's going to be gusty straight line winds. And also we could see some areas of isolated hail upwards of around 1 inch in diameter. That storm does also carry the tag that a tornado is possible. So again, heed the warnings, seek shelter, interior room, stay away from windows. Tornado warning eastern Becker County, tornado warning northern Beltrami County. We'll keep you updated and have your forecast here in just a moment.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. And to keep you and your family safe, have our VNL weather app handy. You can download and use it for free. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store.
I got an update. We're at 301.
That was the scene downtown Fargo tonight as hundreds of people marching for abortion rights learned that more than $300,000 has been raised to move North Dakota's only abortion clinic, the Red River Women's Clinic, from Fargo into Moorhead. In fact, that total now just surpassed $340,000. The protesters marched from the federal courthouse to City Hall, then back. Take a look.
My body, my choice. How much do we need?
At least $1 million.
I think we need to. Hey, ho, ho. Abortion bans have got to go. Overturn the government. Overturn Brown. Overturn the government.
Anyone who needs an abortion should be able to have one. Anyone who needs an abortion should know they're not alone. Anyone who needs an abortion should know they are safe.
Now, Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley caught up with more locals today and has more reaction and more on what specifically is next for North Dakota. She brings us this story.
Experts say Friday's ruling by the Supreme Court was one they saw coming thanks to a leaked draft last month, but also say the overturn is an unprecedented move in the High Court.
The court does not take away rights once they are granted. Lawyers will tell you precedent is important, and when a court applies a fundamental right, they're not taking it back. That ground has shifted. That fundamental understanding of how the Supreme Court operates is no longer something we can rely on.
And Screen says Roe v. Wade's overturn is just the first domino to fall, explaining the right to abortion in the Constitution before Friday's decision was grounded in the right to privacy. However, now at least one justice is stating other decisions that stem from that right should also be overturned, including the right to contraception and same-sex marriage.
It's almost hard to think of a world in where that's the reality.
For North Dakota, a 2007 trigger ban law means abortion becomes illegal in the state 30 days after the Attorney General certifies to Legislative Council that the overturn is final.
We are looking at abortion being illegal in North Dakota within a month, if not, slightly later than that.
Once illegal, those caught performing an abortion face up to 5 years in prison and/or a $10,000 fine, a point many in the Valley can't and say they will never be able to agree upon.
Why should 9 people sitting in Washington tell me in Fargo, North Dakota, what I can and can't do? That isn't what freedom is.
It's easy to get caught up in the emotion. It isn't about left versus right. It's about life, what it means to be a human being.
Activists say they expect the overturn to be overturned again eventually. But in the meantime, they say they'll continue to fight. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Specifically, the 2007 trigger law that Bailey mentioned will make it a Class C felony to perform an abortion in North Dakota for any reason other than rape, incest, or to save the life of the mother. But those exceptions may also be in danger. Just yesterday, Senator Kevin Cramer introduced a new bill to Congress. That bill seeks to redefine the terms of acceptable abortion, limiting them to saving the life of the fetus or removing an already dead fetus. As of yesterday, that bill had 14 signatures. Both senators of North Dakota have expressed their approval of the Supreme Court's decision and have promised to continue to pursue pro-life legislation.
This is an incredibly important decision in the Dobbs case by the Supreme Court, not only for the sanctity of life, but also for states' rights. And so now this issue will be worked on through the legislative process, and I will continue to work in support of life as I always have.
Kevin Cramer had similar sentiments on the matter, stating in the last 50 years since the Roe v. Wade decision, millions of helpless babies have been murdered. Countless lives will now be saved. The ruling also garnered statements on how the attorney generals on both sides of the Red River will proceed. North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley says his office is evaluating the opinion in every detail and will give careful consideration to its impact on North Dakota's abortion laws. Meanwhile, Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison says he will protect those who come to his state seeking abortion.
I just want to be real clear. If somebody comes to Minnesota avails themselves of their constitutional rights and goes back home, I will follow them there and file motions in court if somebody tries to prosecute them for getting an abortion in Minnesota.
Meanwhile, the North Central States Division for Planned Parenthood announced they will provide health care for women in our region. The Moorhead Planned Parenthood doesn't currently provide abortions, but they previously said they would start if the Red River Women's Clinic is for any reason unable to move.
We are considering what we will do in the area surrounding the border with North Dakota if the existing abortion provider in North Dakota does not come into Minnesota to open a clinic. But we will make sure that women in that region have access to health care.
So to recap, Minnesota could become a safe haven for abortion seekers, but North Dakota is one of 13 trigger states with a law already in place to ban abortion. One of many states likely to have a ban. Today in Wisconsin, the effect was immediate. Wisconsin Planned Parenthood stopped scheduling abortion services today. Hutch?
And we continue to track thunderstorms working their way through the region, mainly from the northern reaches of Beltrami County all the way into the Southern Valley. Coming up here in a bit, we'll have your hour-by-hour forecast. We'll track these storms. Still active tornado warnings. We'll go over all of it right after this. Weather is next.